Hello again, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for seeing my video whenever you're seeing this. And I decided to wear a hat today because I was just looking back on yesterday's video when I was outside. I'm like, oh, I like myself with a hat. I'm like, let me try another hat. I'm like, oh my god, this looks so cute. So I want to try having a hat on. I don't know if I'm going to keep wearing a hat, so I'm like, I like this vibe with the hat. I don't know, I feel with my shirt, the hat, and the glasses is giving off like the summer beach vibes a little bit. Maybe not beach vibes, but like at least nice weather vibes. And it's chilly here, so it's like I could use some warm vibes right now. And you know, I've just been making videos. I've not really looked at many of my videos. I actually started looking at them today because I noticed when I was posting yesterday's video, like someone left me a comment. My very first comment, I was like, oh my god, someone's actually seen me and liked what I was doing. It's like, wow, that was just like so unexpected because I didn't think anyone would really find my videos. I know apparently like with YouTube algorithms, it's making it better so smaller creators can get more attention. But I was just like, someone liked my video enough to even comment on it. So I'm like, oh, thank you. I just felt so appreciated of that. So thank you, person, for making a comment on one of my videos. It was really, really welcome and a really nice surprise because honestly, I was not expecting that surprise. Yeah, so today, I just, sometimes I don't really plan or script my videos, to be honest. I just kind of go along with whatever is going on with the day or something I really want to talk about, something like that. So I'm hoping by the time I finish this thought, next, the topic of what I should talk about should come in mind. But yeah, you know, well, always a simple thing is talking about gratitude because I'm always so grateful for everything I have and, what's there or what's coming to me that I don't even know about because I feel like life is such an interesting game in a sense because you don't know when you spin the wheel what's going to show up or how it's going to lead down the road because if someone told me when I was like 17 that my life would be this way, I would have been like, what are you talking about? Like, I've been blessed to have done so many different things in my life. And, some people may not find that very traditional in the sense because, I just tried a lot of different careers and some I liked, some I didn't like. I learned a lot of things because it's not like some people they just kind of do one or two jobs or stick with the same career. I did a whole bunch of stuff because I didn't know what I wanted to do. you know, and those people who have like that passion that know what they want to do, like my younger cousin, he just knows what he wants to do. Like he wants to work on like e-bikes, maybe even cars at some point, but he's like really into the mechanical of stuff and like he knows. And his parents still obviously want him to go to college. His parents are very well to do, Ivy League high standards and stuff like that. And and with him, he's a junior right now, so he's going to be a senior next year, so he has to start thinking about college. And I think it would be fine if he did or didn't go to college, because you never know what avenue things are going to take you at. Because, he could potentially just go to its trade school, be a mechanic, and be happy. Like, mechanics can make a lot of money, but it doesn't necessarily have the prestige a lot of people want. But, or it could also be that, he goes to college and he becomes an engineer and he works on different complicated engineering, putting together things that he might be more of a different type of, technician. I don't know. I think it really just comes down to like for him, just like finding the creativity of stuff because we can always put that in our own lives. Like we could take one way or the other way. One way might seem easier, one way might seem harder. And sometimes the easy way isn't really the easy way. You think, oh, if I do this, A will go to B, B to go to C, C to go to D. Life does not always do that. I mean, it can be all topsy turvy, and sometimes you think the long way is actually the shorter way because you think that, oh, if I do it this way, you just never know. Like, random things come crashing into your life, and it's like, okay, my whole world epiphany has changed. I mean, for most people, that could be a lot of things. That could be, different relationships, whether starting or ending, or, it could be a world economy thing, or it could be surprise, there's a new baby coming. It could be a lot of things. And it's like how we take all these things and what our plans are. And it's just like, who knows? And I think it's good to have a plan, but there was this, ooh, I forget where I heard it from, but it's like, I think it was this Asian strategist. I think I don't exactly remember where. It might have been from Dynasty Warriors, as in the video game. So I'm not sure, but it might be something along the lines of that. Because I used to be really into video games back then. It could be like something along the lines. It's like you could do all you can to make the plan, but when the war starts, be prepared to throw it all away because you never know what's gonna happen. And I feel that a lot. I feel that way a lot with life, because I've done I did many different types of careers. I thought, oh, because I got excited about doing things like, I won't go into it because that'll be a big long list. But one of the things I was for a while I was like a raw food chef. Again, told me at 17 was not gonna happen. And so with that, I was, trying to be healthy because my family not typically healthy because standard American diet, lifestyles, and I was just like, I don't want to be like that. And I always noticed that somebody would go to the doctor, hospital, at least kind of like once a year or so, and I'm just like, I don't want that. So I started exploring with how to be healthier. I was volunteering at different holistic centers, learning all these things. And some things will fit for a certain time, some things won't fit over time. Like I found out a vegan diet isn't good for me. It was good for me back then, it's not good for me now. I mean, there are different circumstances or anything, and I'm not telling anybody to eat or not eat certain things. I ain't you. I ain't your body. I don't know what your body wants. I don't know what it needs. I can only talk about me. But my body needs red meat. And it just does. And, and I was trying to be vegan, vegetarian for so long. At first, it felt great because I wasn't eating as much crap as what normal, typical American stuff was. And I was eating a lot more raw and more vegetables and things like that, something I wasn't really accustomed to, really. So, and also the quality of the meat I was eating too, because, if you go to most grocery stores, especially back then, there wasn't really things like organic, grass fed, pasture raised. Nothing was labeled like that back then. And so now it's a thing now. Now it's like, okay, you have choices now. Like, but yeah, so I had such a big improvement just from not eating crap anymore. I remember one of the therapists that I worked with at the holistic center, she was like, well, how do you feel after eating certain foods? I'm like, what do you mean how I feel? Like, do you feel bloated? Do you feel, I'm like, I don't know. That's how disconnected I was with my body. I actually had no idea what food did to my body at all. Like, I couldn't tell if I was bloated or something was good or bad for me, except for how it tasted. That's all I knew. It's like I didn't know how it affected my body whatsoever. But, it was really interesting experience, and I just took it too far where it's just like I was making myself sick and manic from like trying to be vegan and vegetarian for like years because I was constantly thinking about what am I going to eat next. Like as soon as I finish eating like literally this big of a salad, I'm already thinking about, okay, what can I make for a snack or my next meal? And it's like that shouldn't be normal. Like I was obsessive about food and it was becoming a problem. And it wasn't until I met Julian, which that's a whole nother story with how I met him. Maybe that's for another time. But when I was like meeting with him, he was an acupuncturist, and he also knew a lot of stuff with
plant medicines, just asking questions and things like that. And I was, doing a ceremony. It was not ayahuasca for those intents. For those of you wondering, no, it's not ayahuasca. But I was just like kind of learning more about myself. And in the ceremony, and one of the things is just like one of the messages I received was just like allow for what needs to be done. I can't remember the exact words, but it's just like just be willing to accept things. So it's like okay, and he was like, you should really try eating meat again because he was similar to me when you like all the raw food crave and like he had cancer and stuff like that, and he actually that's a whole nother story. Maybe I could talk to him and maybe if I get really good at all this stuff and figure out how to do like podcast interview things, I can have him come on and he can share more of his story. But and it was and I'm just like, you know what? I'm willing to be open because when I was younger, like I was sick and I was getting better, but I was having different problems. So it's like I would solve one problem, then something else, and something else. Like I fixed this, then this would go wrong, then that, and that. So I'm just like, okay. Oh man, the first time I had meat after that, it was so good. It's like, what have I been missing in my life? It was so good that like, oh, just having like a piece of beef was like amazing. And my body was just so happy to have it. And it took me a while to get used to that, again. And now my body really wants specifically red meat, like poultry and like pork, fish. Just like it's okay, but my body really likes red meat. So this is gonna be interesting when I do a cleanse sometime in March because I want to do like a detox because I haven't done a really thorough detox in a while. So that'll be interesting how my body reacts to that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that after my trip when I come back because a part of me doesn't want to do it before, and it's also too cold. I'm sorry, I don't. I could never be the raw food girl when it's winter because I'm like, I want soup. It's cold. And yeah, so I'm just like, it's still cold. I'll wait till spring. It's a little warmer, and West Indian people will be back, because as many of you know, like with West Indians, like once it gets cold, like winter, they go back to the islands. At least if they're from there and they have a place to go back to. Me and my husband, we no longer have like places in the islands, so we don't really go there. But a lot of them they just go back because I need me some coconuts. If I'm gonna do this cleanse, I need me some coconuts, and they sell them at the store, which is fine. But trying to open that many coconuts, it's I do not have. I need a machete and the manpower to do it, which I don't because I'm not cracking open that many coconuts with as much coconuts as I would love. Oh, speaking of coconut, it would make me laugh. My father'd be like, you could have get fat eating all those coconuts. Like, look at people in the islands." I'm just like, no, people in the islands is because of the curry goat, curry chicken, the jerk chicken, the beef patties. No. It's just funny because my dad was thinking I was gonna get fat eating coconuts, and my much younger days when I would just pay for them to. There was this natural food store near where I would volunteer, and I would just buy some coconuts and they would open them for me, so I would have like 3 of them a day. And he's like, "You're gonna get fat eating all those coconuts." I'm like, really? I'm the skinniest person in the house, probably in the whole family. Still am. But anyway, you never know where life takes you to. Then like after doing the raw thing, what did I do next? I did real estate for a little while. That was interesting. That was very interesting because when you're in sales, you learn a lot about yourself and what you believe is possible and such. That could be at a whole another video of itself, like with my real estate journey. But just to like make it short, it's just like learning to sell, and then the unexpected things will happen. Like one time I had a listing, someone's showing it, and and she's like, "Oh, the pictures don't look like the apartment," which we don't always view every apartment because we have a database and someone already had pictures up, and it's just like, people kind of play with the images. It's just like, and then I know it's like, oh, there's dog poop on the balcony on the thing. I was like, I was trying to hide it, but there are lots of stories working as a real estate person, but you really catch on to what you're comfortable and not comfortable with. And one of the things I definitely learned doing real estate was turning my phone off at night, because I would get messages, texts, and calls at like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning asking me for about an apartment. I'm just like, no, this has to go off, because I can't be stressing out over this 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, and then I think after that I worked at a Muay Thai gym, and then I worked at a yoga studio, which that was, I worked at the yoga studio for 8-ish years, and then the world happened in 2020 where everything shut down. And you just never know where your life's going to take you. Like, if I had the plan, I was going to do all these different jobs. My younger self was like, why would I bounce around from different thing to different things? But it's like, I learned different things along the way. Like, when I was working at the Muay Thai job, I had to learn sales from a completely different angle than compared to when I used to do real estate. But it was fun getting these big guys, much bigger than me, like in a span of less than 15 minutes, sweating, giving them a really good workout. It's like, okay, now sign up for membership. I gotta admit, that was fun. Like, they just sweating and exhausted. It's like, okay, and this is just a consultation. This isn't even the classes yet. I think, you know, it's about finding the fun in everything that you're doing, even in the jobs that are less than ideal. Find the fun, even if it's just like with the people. Sometimes, I mean, a lot of people stay in jobs just because of the people and the coworkers they have, because they're that amazing and great. And sometimes you just have to focus on those things to get through the day, or sometimes that might be the signal to find the next job to get you to the next great thing. Who knows? I can't say, like, every person, every situation is different. So it's just about, I think, it's always finding the positive. And if you see an opportunity, move towards what you really want to do. Why not go for it? You never know. I mean, life's too short to just kind of wish and wonder, like, what everything is going to be like. Oh, imagine. And then see, if you're someone like me that, like, always getting, like, trapped in your head, like thinking of what if scenarios, it gets too much, and then you get paralyzed and you don't do anything. And sometimes you just have to take action to go, like, just go see what happens. And it's like, you never know. It's because of one of the actions I made, with some business stuff that I did, because I did a little freelance work. I ended up in Bhutan, which is a country like right along the Himalayas. I didn't even know this country existed. I didn't know what to expect going there at all. And it was the most amazing place in my life I've ever been. It's like, words are short to describe the beauty, the majestic. I don't. I have trouble with the words. It's such an amazing place, and I never would have thought of going there because I didn't even know that place existed. And I'm very grateful for all the experiences I have, because you just never know where life's going to take you, how one decision can change your whole life. Oh, you know what life reminds me of? I don't know if you all remember. I used to love, I can't remember the name of this book because I was so young, but it was one of those pick your own journey books. It's kind of like that, where it's just like, oh, I could do this or I could do that. And I had one specifically with dolphins because I liked dolphins, and reading was very hard for me. So it's like I did a little by little. But, that's kind of like how life is. Like, you could go this way, you could go that way, and you get to follow the path. And, sometimes you're able to pick the path. Sometimes it's like, oh, can we go back in time and like change that and like have like a different thing going on? Well, who knows? Well, certain things I think you can go back and like, okay, let's do that again. But it's just like, some people say, oh, it's like quantum leaping or choosing your reality. I don't know how best to explain this because I understand what people are talking about to a degree, but not fully understand, like, quantum leaping, multiple realities, parallel realities. I'm not well versed in it enough to talk about it, like explaining it as much. But it's just like, yeah, with every decision you make can lead you down certain paths. And, humans were only good at hindsight, at least with our human physical brain. We're only good with hindsight. We can't really perceive what's ahead. Like, it's easy to backtrack. Yeah, of course it would have happened this way because we're looking backwards. We can't look forwards and that. So life is really a mystery. You never really know what you're going to find from it. And I just say, while you're at it, enjoy the ride because life is fun. And, sometimes we do sometimes get in a rut of things, and it's like, it's hard to sometimes get yourself out of it. And, I mean, we all have had those moments, I think, as we know ourselves as being humans. And sometimes, it takes going out, meeting a friend. Sometimes it's exercise. Sometimes it's just being out in nature. Sometimes it's dancing. Sometimes it's just eating the ice cream. I don't know. Sometimes you have to do a lot of things. Sometimes it's just helping someone else. Maybe it's giving someone a gift. It could be many things that can like change your lives and change your perspective to looking at the brighter side of things. Well, at least that's my 2 cents anyway. Y'all can disagree with me, but I think I'm right. At least in my little reality world bubble, I'm right. Well, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and like and subscribe. You see, I'm starting to learn the YouTube thing. Yeah, something about click below button. This part still feels unnatural to me, but if you like, subscribe. Okay, bye.